All right, so we've completed our data collection on our shoes, and now we have to do some work analyzing it. And I think this is our first time using a spreadsheet, so I thought I'd make a quick little video kind of going through this process. So if you get lost in class, you can just put your headphones in and watch this video, and then get yourself caught back up. All right, first thing that we need to do is this. We actually need to make a new document. And this is one of those things that you're going to make the document for your table. So you've got 4 people sitting at your table. Only one person needs to make this document. So we're going to create the document. We're going to select a spreadsheet. And it'll open up as an untitled spreadsheet. Now, the first thing that we want to do is we want to give this spreadsheet a title. And all you have to do is click on the spreadsheet title. And this is going to be shoe friction graphs. Okay, so we're going to do shoe friction graphs, and we'll call it OK. And then you're going to share it. So you're going to click on the share button. And this is where you then enter in all the names of the people that are sitting at your table. Make sure that they can edit the document so that everybody has access to it. Click share and save, and then everybody should be able to open it. So that's getting your document set up the first time. Once you have the document set up, so now you've got a shared document that everybody can work with, you can see down here at the bottom there are some tabs. And hold on. I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to make sure that you could see these tabs at the very bottom. These are the places where we're going to actually put in our names. And so you can see that what we'll do here is we're going to add a sheet for each person that's sitting at your table. Okay, so each person has their own sheet. And I'm going to take this sheet and rename this one. So this one's going to be renamed for me. And then what you would do is you'd, of course, rename all the other tabs for each individual person. Okay? So there's going to be one document for everybody, but each person's going to have their own set of data. Now, when we look at the data that we had our trials. Okay? We had our force normal. And remember that we're always going to put units in the heading because we're not going to put units in the number areas. We're going to have carpet, friction in newtons, and concrete, friction in newtons. Okay, so there's my data. Now again, we did 5 trials, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to have my weights. This is what I got off of my spring scale. So mine was 4 newtons, 9 newtons, 14, 19, and 24. And then we put in our friction forces. And for me, it was 1.7, 3.6, 5.4, 7.6, and 2. And then our other one, 1.4, 2.5, 6, 6.1, and 8. Okay. So now once we have all of this information in there, we need to make a graph. Okay, so the data is going to be good, but we want to make a graph of this information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the information that I want graphed. So in other words, I want the normal force. Okay, normal force is going to go on the x-axis. That's what we kind of changed. And then our friction force responded to that change. So this is where our friction force is going to go. So we should actually graph 2 separate lines on one graph, okay, by doing this. So I've got normal force versus friction of the carpet, and I've got normal force versus concrete friction. So it's 2 sets of information. All right. I'm going to go to the little tool here that says make a chart. So we're going to actually insert a chart. And we're going to double check to see how it reads. And I'm going to do this by selecting my range of data. Okay, so there's a little box here that says get data range. And I'm going to make sure that this first set of data is going to be, this is where I need to maybe move this around here a little bit. Okay, first set of data is going to be the normal force. That's the first value for x's. Then I'm going to add a range. This is going to be a y range. That's my friction force, and I'm going to add one more range, and that's going to be my coefficient, or my concrete one. Okay. I am going to make sure that I use the first row as a header because I did actually grab those titles on there. And you can see that this shows up as some different lines. This is not the chart type that I would like, so I do need to change my chart types. Let's see. So I'm going to go to charts, and I'm going to select a scatter plot because we're actually plotting points. And then we're going to do the dots. And so now I should get two sets of dots here. Okay, one set of dots for the carpet and one set of dots for the concrete. Okay, now there's some customizing features that we can put into this. One of my customizing things would be given a title. So this is the friction force versus the normal force. Okay. I can adjust where I want my legend. The legend is actually this stuff right here. It's the where it says carpet or friction, and maybe I want to put that at the top so I know that where my two different types of things are. I can scroll down here to actually find my, name my axes. Okay, so the horizontal axis title is going to be the force normal, and that's going to be measured in newtons. And then I'm going to do, I got to switch my axes to my left vertical, and then I'm going to title that one my friction force, again in newtons. And once I have my axes labeled and I have my normal forces labeled, I can go ahead and say insert. So I can insert this into my table. I'm just going to move this off to the side here. I'm going to take out the word in my heading here. Let's see if this changes things. No, we'll leave that. So now there's my chart. One of the things that we have to do is determine the slope of these two lines, okay? And so that's one of the things that we'll have to do is we'll base it off of looking at a line of best fit. So you can see that each of these has a line. I'm just going to slide this up a little bit because I think my picture is right over part of it. So we will determine the slope, and you can see that the slope is different for both of these. It's going to again be the rise over the run, and we actually have a slope function that we can do for each of these. So I'm going to go off to the side here, and I'm just going to say these points look pretty good to be in a line. So we're going to pick, maybe we'll pick this point right here and this point right here. And I'll do a slope calculation between those 2 points. Okay, so this point happened to be my 4th set of data and my 2nd set of data. So I'm going to figure out my slope. Okay, and I'm going to actually let the computer do this. It's going to be equals the rise. So 4th set minus the 2nd set divided by the x value minus the x value. And that should give me my rise over my run. So this is my slope from the carpet. Okay, I can do the same thing when it comes to the other one. In fact, it looks like I might pick the same 2 points, or maybe I'll go with my point here on this end and this end. I might do the endpoints on this one. So we'll say slope of concrete. And I started again with an equal sign. And I'm going to do my endpoint on this one. So this one minus this one divided by the x value again. This one minus this one. Now, I can see that I get two different slope values. So the carpet slope was steeper, okay, than the concrete one. And my observation was this, is that when I pulled my shoe on these two different surfaces, it seemed to slip more or slide easier on the concrete, which means that the lower the slope, the less friction that I have, and the greater the slope, the more friction I have. So that kind of correlates to what I expected to see. And that kind of gives me a relationship between the slopes. If you have any other questions, when we are done doing this much, there is the link here so that when you're done with this activity, you're supposed to click on this link, and then you'll go through and answer the questions, and that way I'll know you are done. The only other thing that I would like you to do is make sure that your group shares the document with me so that I get a copy of your document and I can see all of the names in all of your graphs. So again, your name and graph, or your data and your graph should be on one tab, and remember each person should be on there so that you can kind of see how each other's graphs look. Okay? And good luck, and again, if you have questions, I'll be in class to help you.